The first thing that made me to write this book was my mom, and she came to my restaurant. Told me the first line that she said, Piotr, I saw UFO. And so the story in the book starts like this. This city was born again, and it's the best story that you can tell to your friend when he's coming to Warsaw.
We're rolling?
Rolling, 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 rolling.
Today we're sitting down with Kędzierski. He's a radio host,
Yeah,
music journalist, TV personality,
yeah,
and now author.
yeah. I wrote a book, and I'm not a fluent English speaker, so
No
you have to
problem.
forgive me. But I think when you're in States, they understand that you're not from States, so
That's true.
So they treat you better than Polish people listening to Polish guy talking English.
It's
so
true.
I hope it will be fine. You will understand everything. I will make few mistakes, but let's forgive ourselves.
I think that's one thing that I've learned about living in Poland is Polish people are very, I wouldn't say word insecure, but more perfection with English.
I don't know from where it's coming, but I think we are the people who must prove ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
Because we had shitty times here for 50 years, and we were always second, third, and we didn't have money, and we didn't have luxury, and our cities looked gray. But it has changed, and I think it's one of the reasons that it's changed so fast, and it's changed to Poland changed into a successful country.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Yeah.
Because we want to be perfect. We want to be as good as we can.
Yeah.
So it's great. I love this country. Actually, I'm a big fan of Polish people.
Yeah.
Of course, in the same time, I hate some Polish people, and I think that we are stupid, and our characteristics sometimes are interesting.
Yeah.
But generally, it's a good place to live and good people to spend time with.
I think Poland's a hot topic now, especially in UK as UK its economy is crashing down and Poland is coming up. I speak with a lot of my mates and family, but a lot of people in England, they respect Polish people. They respect Polish people.
I think at the beginning it was very tough for Polish people, but they changed my mind because in Germany there were Polish jokes, like almost everywhere.
Yeah.
So and then you I think so. Then British people saw that we are good workers,
Hardworking.
we are honest,
Yeah.
we are smiling, but inside, not with our face. But we're generally cool.
Yeah. I think I think now you'll have a bigger influx of Brits coming and appreciating the country, because now I feel like since there was that wave of Polish coming to England, now you have this first generation coming back.
Yeah.
And so you've got a lot of youngsters, even with music now. You're probably aware, but a lot of the artists now, the up and coming artists, a lot of them were born in England and now they're coming back.
Again, I'm proud of this country when I see, maybe because I need this feeling inside of me, but when I go to X, I see these movies, these films made with your phone by English people, American people, and they cannot believe what is happening here. Mm-hmm. We have clean subway, we have clean streets.
Yeah.
They don't feel in danger on our streets. Mm-hmm. Even in all the rankings through Europe with the safest city, Krakow and Warsaw, they're leading.
Yeah.
So it's really, I think it's a country that you guys from the west of the Europe are still discovering. And I don't know personally a person who was disappointed after a few days here.
Yeah.
Everyone is happy and shocked, and surprised with our hospitality, with our big hearts, with respect that we give to the people who are coming, and
Yeah.
the big trust in
Yeah.
them, from the start.
Yeah.
We just welcome you, and I think you feel good in Poland
Yeah.
from the first day.
Absolutely.
But not with our facial
Yeah, it takes
stuff.
listen.
It's inside. Our heart is inside.
It takes time to get used to, but I think any foreigner that comes to this country, works hard, and becomes part of the culture is instantly respected.
Yeah, of course.
And that's a
Of
great
course.
thing. That's a
course.
great thing. Let's start with your latest book. I haven't had a chance to get to you because I know you've been doing all of these interviews
I
about
have
the
a
book.
lot of stuff on my head. So
Yeah.
the book is one of them. And,
Yeah.
did you read it?
I can't read Polish.
I know. You want me to tell you about the story from the beginning?
So my interest is my interest.
I can tell you what my book is about.
Yeah. So basically, my interest is I've always been as a kid interested in UFOs.
Yeah.
And when I come to Poland, I tried to dig deep to see if there was any UFO groups, if people have come across anything, the eyewitness accounts, and I can't find much. So at that time, when you released the book, that got me thinking, what is the book about? I want to know more about your story.
Generally, the book is about the first thing that made me to write this book was my mom.
Yes.
Is my mom. And she came to my restaurant and she sat, and I came, it was like 2 in the afternoon, and I was, of course, tired. It was Sunday, 2 in the afternoon. So I was yesterday, the day before, I was having a party, and she told me the first line that she said, Piotr, I saw UFO. And so the story in the book starts like this. Because she told me about her experience, that she woke up at night. She wanted to go to the toilet. She went out of the bedroom, and in the corridor, in the center of the big housing area, blocks, she met a guy, short gray guy with big head, naked, in the corridor on the way to the toilet. So she passed by him, and she went to the toilet. Then she walked out, and she saw that he was standing there still, and she went to sleep. And I, of course, when she was telling me the story, some questions came into my head, and I asked her about her fear, her feelings. Did you guys communicate? And she said, it sounds crazy for people who are not interested in, but it's a typical thing for UFO encounters. You don't have to speak; you just feel the
Like telepathic?
Telepathic, yeah, but with no sentences. It's just you feel that he has no bad issues with you. And after she told me that she saw UFO, then she asked me, Peter, do you know any ufologist? Yeah, so it's a typical question to start Sunday with. And I have in my phone, I have really extraordinary people from politics, art, film, music, and of course I have this one number to ufologists. So I called him and I told him that my mom saw UFO, she wants to have a contact with you. And he said, tell your mother to draw what she saw on the napkin, then make a photo and tell her to send it to me. So my mother, 70-year-old woman, normal woman, she drew a big head, big eyes, she made a photo, she sent it as MMS to Robert, and in second there was an answer, I'm coming to you. So they met, they've talked, and for example, this story was the main event on Prague, kind of Comic-Con, but with UFO in Czech Republic. Robert went there and talked about this experience.
Okay.
So I was in Warsaw on the street, and the guy came to me, and I thought he wants to talk about our podcast here, or a restaurant, or whatever I do. But he told me that he knows me from Prague, and he saw my mother, and it was exciting. And this example of this extraterrestrial experience is very interesting, Peter, very interesting. So my this story went, totally crazy. So and then this was the beginning. It's a coincidence because in the same time, my friends from Newhomer's publishing house, they came to me, Jakub Żulczyk and Julek Strachota, and they said that I should write a book. But I don't have such a big ego to write some kind of autobiography, and I wasn't ready for that. And I think you should write these kind of books when you're over 60. But I have some good stories, so I've connected the UFO, Warsaw, the city that I grew up and then that I love. And also at this meeting there was a guy who is called Łukasz. He's the owner of a profile called Po Warszawsku on Instagram, and he's sharing Warsaw stories and historic moments for his followers. So I looked at him, I looked at them. I've looked at the table where my mom was sitting. So it was UFO, Warsaw, and it's combined together, connected. And I've started to write this book, which is, of course, there is a book. You're a fan of Arsenal, and I think you will understand what I had on my mind, because there is a book called it's Nick Hornby book. He wrote this about a boy, for example, but he also wrote a book which I totally right now I always say about this book because it's one of my favorite books, and I forgot the title, but whatever.
We will add that in.
Add that in on the cover. You have to show the cover on my face. And sorry for my English till now. So there is a story of a guy. And there is a timeline of his life with girls, with families, his family, with events in his life. And there is another line of Arsenal. So he starts the story in 1994 when Arsenal was playing second Premier League. I met my first girl, and then again when Dennis Bergkamp shot 2 goals on Highbury, I did this. So it's crazy. And now with this book, I'm also I'm writing about my life, which is mostly till like early 20s of my life. But I'm a kid of 80s, so this. You can feel these memories,
nostalgia,
taste, smell. I remember everything from when I was a kid. I don't remember anything from 23 to 40 because it's like combined all together. It's like slime ball or something. So I'm telling the story from my point of view and my history. And I'm adding this part of nostalgia, and it's like connecting me to UFO stories. Because you've asked me about Polish UFO
groups,
experience. Yeah, it's tough because there was no internet. There was a magazine issued 4 times a year about UFO. There was some books. It was like. The times where people were telling these stories to each other. You cannot read it. You just
like
somebody heard something. Mouth to mouth. So it was like my grandfather was telling me the stories of Bermuda Triangle and stuff like that. So and this UFO was coming to us, and it began very popular because of VHS rentals, like video.
And also,
rentals.
I think at the time, X-Files had come.
X-Files came in 90s.
90s, okay.
But before there were like Close Encounters of the First Kind. There was you can put it in the box with sci-fi on it, but there was serious sci-fi. There was comedy sci-fi. There was sci-fi which was totally stupid.
Yeah.
But I was focused always on this sci-fi where I could explain myself that this could be happening.
Yeah.
So it was more exciting to me. So there was a TV series called V. I don't know if you remember that the guys from space are coming. And of course, it's like the story when they took out the government and
Yeah.
stuff, and they look like us, but inside they are lizards.
Yeah.
And it was it was great. So the pop, because after the war there was nothing about UFO till 50s 60s, because it was invention of dirty West.
Yeah.
Then some sci-fi was coming here very, very slow. First of all, the sci-fi, the UFOs were a thing to laugh about. Nobody treated seriously. And then the 70s came, and the big breakthrough, I think, from my point of view, was the UFO encounter in Emilcin, which is near Lublin, in 1978, 10th of May. There was a guy, he was a farmer.
Ah, yes.
And he was kidnapped by UFO. And it's interesting because when he told the story to his friends, he didn't have a TV, he didn't watch TV, he didn't read books. So it was like the story was typical, but for me it was very it was crazy, that because he was describing this whole situation like it was in books, newspapers and movies from the States in 50s. Yeah. So it was a big thing because it was a nationwide thing. There are a lot of books about it, a lot of films, even interviews with this guy, and it had an impact on our pop culture, because there was a TV show about it. There was a big comic book about the story, and then I think it's the breakthrough moment for UFO in Poland. And then 80s, of course, then 90s, and this X-File thing, which was it was the first massive hit where they described some kind of conspiracy, that something is going on behind our back.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm a big fan right now of this UFO stories, which show us that everybody knows except the citizens. So there is a big thing on Amazon right now, Age of Disclosure. We are meeting a day before 3I Atlas, which is a comet which is coming the closest in the closest distance to the Earth tomorrow. So it's interesting, and I hope something will happen. I hope we will survive it. But from my human point of view, it's interesting how we will behave in such a situation.
Yeah.
And it's in the book, actually, because I'm talking about with philosophers, I'm talking with Catholic priests, I'm talking with psychologists, I'm talking with people who have who are experts in pop culture and help me.
Sociology?
Yeah, sociology. So we want to answer this very easy, I think, question, which don't have easy answers.
Yeah, I think there's always this stigma when it comes to UFOs, because of there being, like you said, movies that are a joke, like comedies type, and the more serious stuff. So it kind of gets blended in, and it's kind of, I feel like this propaganda that's trying to make fun of stuff all the time to push you off of taking something seriously. But we don't have the knowledge about space as much as we think we do. We don't, as a general public, we don't know everything.
We don't know what is going on also underwater. We don't know 80% of the ocean. So for me it's interesting, because for the first time, serious people, I don't know if Marco Rubio is a serious guy, but he has a serious function in the US government, and he's telling us about these unidentified objects that
Yeah.
were in some kind of contact with U.S. military, for example. The 2004 Nimitz, not accident, but Nimitz encounters. Nimitz is the big boat with planes on it. I don't know how it's called in English. Lotniskowiec in Polish.
Okay, so you mean like the aircraft?
Aircraft with airplanes on it.
Yes, I can't think what they're called.
We know what we're talking
Like
about.
the naval ships that you can land the planes on.
But
We'll
so
come up with it.
there are videos from this plane.
Yeah.
There are people who are chasing these objects, and it behave like against laws of physics. So so we will see what will happen. I'm also always curious. So
I think it's about being open. We don't know everything, and we act like we know everything. But like you said, if we only discovered around 5% of our oceans, it's something that we don't know for sure. What's out there and what's going on.
There's even he's called Jesse. He has his own podcast about UFO and all the crazy stuff, and I love this guy. Jesse we can put link on it about it. He talked with a Swedish guy who explored something in our Baltic Sea between like Poland and Sweden. And it's crazy, and you have to watch it. It's hard for me in English to explain what is going on, but something down there looks like it's not made by forces of nature.
So that's what they're trying to explain now, is that it seems more likely that UFOs could come from the ocean than they
there
can
are
come.
many hypotheses.
Yeah.
Many. And first of all, that these are people from the future.
Yeah.
Some of us tell that there are other civilizations. Some of the people say that it's reincarnation. It's, meeting of people who are interested in the subject, they can argue, but nobody has proof about it. So it's great because you can stand with your point of view, and you can be sure, and you have nobody will win this fight with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something that's been on my mind as a kid. I've never shut the door on it. I've always had an open mind with it. And I always say to people, I want to be a believer, but until I see something myself, then I can be a full believer. But right now, I see a lot of stuff. The Congress meetings in America in the last few years has been the most interesting thing. And that's the one thing I say to most people, because most people that shut it down and don't believe in it, I will say this. America's now admitting UFOs.
That something is happening.
So if America's either lied to us about it, or now they're lying to us about it.
Yeah,
so
but
it's a tricky
big thing, because imagine you are a leader, and what are the consequences of revealing some secrets?
Yeah.
Maybe it's smart that they didn't do anything stupid and they didn't tell us everything. I think so. You have to pick the less bad thing for you. But again, we will see what will happen.
Yeah.
And be ready and be curious.
I think my one thing with this is if it's something that turned out to be real, is our lives that important anymore? Like our jobs, everything that we strive
Religion, being a racist doesn't have sense anymore. I think so. So
it puts civilization on its head. It really it makes you question everything then, right?
But even some biblical stuff is coming out. There are some. It's called in Polish apocryphy, which are the books which were extracted from Bible.
Yeah.
And there is Book of Enoch, which.
We just been to Ethiopia this year. Pictures for you come to the exhibition. So
I was on the exhibition.
Exactly.
So the giants, the myths about people coming from the stars. And stuff like that. We will see. Again, it's interesting. I think we should, if the U.S. government says that they create some kind of danger for our planes, for our facilities.
Yeah.
So we have to check it out and treat it serious now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get into music because music, you know, your journalism, music journalism is an interesting one for me. Being an 80s kid,
Yeah.
when did the passion for listening to music start?
Actually, right now I'm so I was so I've spent with music very much time. I wasn't an expert in any genre, but I loved music, of course. When I grew up, 80s, 90s, of course. When I was a teenager, I discovered also. In the same time, I discovered classics like Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. I was always big fan of 80s pop, but then I discovered Korn and bands which created this whole new metal thing, but also they really changed our point of view when you know rock artist is wearing tracksuits of Adidas and,
Mixing genres.
yeah.
That
So
was that
it
beautiful,
was cool.
beautiful time of crossover music.
So a lot of things happened. This rap, this beautiful rap moments in the early 90s. And then I started to work it was called For Fun TV. It was like MTV, but Polish.
Yep.
It was cool because I really, you know, I was a big fan. I knew, I think, more than my friends about the whole pop culture thing. So I've started to make interviews and start to make some crazy stuff, which I think when we would be a big stars if YouTube at the time was already, because really we did crazy stuff which we cannot even watch because the whole thing disappeared. I was music journalism is generally too much about my job because for many years I know musicians. I talk to them about music, but after my work, I don't listen to music because I'm so tired of it. I like silence.
Yeah.
When in the car, I put radio where people are talking about, I don't know, the arts and serious stuff. But I'm full of music. I'm tired of music, especially this new music. And I don't like it. I know some people will say that I'm an old guy, but and I don't understand everything right now. But maybe I am, and I like things that I feel good with. So I don't like modern pop.
I think music's too fast now. Everything's too fast now, in my opinion. But some songs that were, you know, if you listen to music that was, let's talk about 80s, for instance, like you said, 80s pop music. It was music that
Fats and like Paul and Holland Oates, like Phil Collins, like there were so many good things. Prince, Simply Red, Sade, which is the best music to chill out with. I think especially when you are alone.
Yeah.
Because you know your imagination starts to work, and you think that you want to be with somebody in your flat, not alone. But even bands which were considered as shitty at the time, so Wham or Modern Talking, they are so cool right now.
Absolutely.
And I have such a respect for Duran, for example, Simon Le Bon. He made all this stuff. There was no publisher. There was nobody writing songs for them. And I think we when you look at the Duran, the first thing that comes to your mind, you think it's a boys band. No, that wasn't a boys band in the sense of boys band from the 90s. It was a great band of creative people doing great music. So, and again, of course, Modern Talking also, the Dieter Bohlen was the creator of this extraordinary style, and Thomas Anders. Every woman want to have a hair like Thomas Anders
Yeah.
from Modern Talking.
Yeah, I think that was the interesting thing that I found out about George Michael is that every single song that he wrote and he produced himself.
Yeah.
Careless Whisper, he wrote that song when he was 15 years of age.
I've seen this video, this documentary.
Yeah, it was a beautiful
And
documentary.
it's a beautiful documentary for many reasons, because you can understand how big George Michael was as an artist, as a performer, and you can see how big also was Andrew Ridgeley, who was his friend, who hid his ego in his pocket, and he didn't fight with his friend, and he accepted his solo career.
Yeah,
And it's not very popular, not even in show business, everywhere, where one of the friends is getting better and better, and the second one is on the same good level, but he's not going up. And here, I really enjoyed this documentary.
I enjoyed the part where Careless Whisper was written by George, but he still included him on the credits. As it being Wham and not his solo credit, although it was his.
It was
solo
a
song.
big. It's a song. It's a thing about a film about friendship.
Yeah.
And also the Wham and Last Christmas. He wrote it in 15 minutes, so
Yeah.
it's great. Great.
What about the rise of Polish music in the 80s? Anything that stands out in that time for you? Because I know there was a big punk movement scene. It was about 10 years later.
I was a big fan of punk music. I was too young, so I had to go back in time and read and listen and understand some things that there were. I'm a big fan of Kazik Staszewski, who is a lead singer in a band called Cool. They're playing till now, but the whole movement, you have to imagine this city 40 years ago, and the war state which was going on, and the place. I don't know where they find sense in their lives during that time, because you couldn't go higher. You couldn't go outside the country. But they did great music then, and maybe you need some kind of atmosphere around you which makes you uncomfortable to make good music. So
that's exactly how in '76, Sex Pistols weren't the first. The Damned was originally the first.
The Clash then.
Exactly, and that was music for the youth at the time, because there was unemployment. There was the rich were getting richer, the working class. So punk was a working class thing, and so probably the same here. Well, everybody was the same here, but it was an escape for a lot of the youth to get away from the regime.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but then the crazy '90s, because we switched from the communist time to normal country with economic rules, and the music industry turned very fast into a big business, and they've realized that they have to go make more pop things and sell it. Yeah.
So how did Disco Polo come about? How did Disco Polo come about?
Oh, Disco Polo is, I think every country has its Disco Polo, so...
But where did you think Poland's inspiration?
There are many stories about it, even some books about it. I've seen a documentary about Italo Disco, which was a genre...
That's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, created in Italy, but... the genre by itself, it doesn't. The music, it's not very similar, but the history of the thing, it's very similar. So they made Italo Disco into Disco Polo. Somebody created this name. I don't remember who right now, but there was a famous journalist or musician. He first said it, and I think it's easy. I think it's everybody can sing it.
Yeah.
You don't have to think. You just entertain yourself. So, as I said, in Germany, when you go through the country and you change radio station, they also have this kind of genre. I don't know how is it called, Deutsch Polo or Disco Deutsch.
Yeah, Disco Deutsch.
But
I like that
but every country has this kind of music. I don't know in England what do they listen to. Is it some kind
We
of
just
similar?
had too many genres going on. It was
Yeah.
all the time. Like if you look at 90s in England, but again, the difference is that we had so much immigration. So we had, at the same time, we had bands like UB40, which are a
Yeah.
British reggae band, right?
Jamaican, yeah.
Jamaican
Red
members.
Wine, of
Exactly,
course.
classics. And then you had Oasis and Blur and bands like that coming. So you had this whole reform of indie rock coming through.
Yeah.
And then you had
It was
other
cool.
stuff.
Like all whole world was looking at Britain this
Yeah.
time.
That's what I wanted to say. The other day I came across some really rare footage. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was like a small village in Poland where Boney M came to play.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like one of 9 members of Boney
Yeah.
M, because Frank Farian created this
Yeah,
band. He was
exactly.
German guy, and some of the very bad bands are his fault. For example, Milli Vanilli was
Yeah,
his
yeah.
invention. But in this band, I've heard a story where there were many members. Nobody could sing,
Yeah.
but they could move very good, and every member had a law to use the word Boney M on the poster. So when the one dancer was going with his band somewhere, it
Yeah.
was Boney M.
Yeah.
So Boney M could have nine gigs at the same time all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Like a franchise.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
You know, you're born and raised in Warsaw,
Yeah.
and I've seen you're a big fan of this city. What do you love about this city so much?
I think that when you come to Warsaw and you're not from here, you cannot see this what I feel, because behind these walls, behind these great gray walls, there are places where the real Warsaw is. And Warsaw is not the old town of Warsaw, because nobody lives there. It's like a touristic place. But you have to go deeper and deeper, and then you will first fall in love, then you will think that this is the best place on earth because of the people who live here.
Yeah.
And of course, the dark history of this city is also important, because you can walk through the city and see the beautiful old building which is restored. 5 meters further, you can see the old building which is totally destroyed. And then, after a few steps, you can see great new skyscrapers. So it's like Asian cuisine, you know, five tastes in one thing. And of course, I'm a big fan because of sport. Because my grandfather took me to the game for the first time and I fell in love. And I think it's a mix of culture, mix of this Warsaw character, mix of the story of this city. Wait, I have to tell it correct because it's important topic.
Mm-hmm.
This city was born again, and it's the best story that you can tell to your friend when he's coming to Warsaw, and take him to the Uprising Museum and see what was happening here before the war, and then you show him this Liberator plane which was recording that what was underneath. And when you see these horrifying pictures and you see Warsaw right now, you will understand why people here and this city is so special.
It's fascinating that what war can do to an economy, and where Warsaw is now, how long it's took to rebuild financial economy, and where it is. If there wasn't a war here, it would have been a lot quicker.
I remember when I was a kid, we were going with a train to Berlin to buy some jeans, which you couldn't buy here.
Yeah, I heard denim is a hard thing.
H&M and stuff like that. And now, for shopping for clothes, it doesn't make sense to go to Berlin to buy yourself a new jeans.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a sense to go to Berlin to eat something special, because we have Warsaw is the best place to eat in Europe. One of the best, I think. You can eat everything here. You can find inspiration here. So, and for example, when you go to Berlin, you have to pay with your money, with your cash, and they don't know what Blick is, which is, I think, no, the guy who created Blick should get a Nobel Prize, because our banking system is so further than their system. So
Further than America. I
further
mean, when
than checks.
I lived
Nope.
in Canada up until a few years ago, and they still pay by check.
It's crazy. I was working in Canada in a Denny's, you know, the
Yeah.
food chain Denny's,
Yeah.
and I received checks every Friday, and I didn't know what to do. Of course, I knew that this is potentially money, but it's crazy.
Do you know what's great? They pay you on a Friday, and banks are closed on a weekend.
Of
So you can't
course.
cash your check till Monday.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you get a week's salary. It's crazy also.
Yeah. Same with Australia as a week's salary when I worked there. It's here the advancements in stuff is like technology here is crazy. Even for me, I even like metro system. Like to get around this city, it's so easy.
Warsaw is perfect with that. Somebody will tell that I'm a hypocrite, but my mom is traveling around Warsaw with subway, with metro, with buses, with trains, and she says it's perfect.
Yeah.
And she's, she knows everything about the city. She knows how to get from one end to another in a quarter.
It's one of the first cities I've lived in where old people come to retire. I've never seen that before because in England, most people move out of the city to retire. But a lot of old people, they come into the city to retire because there's everything here for them and it's access and it's easy for them. So it's completely different.
But also, we have such a thing in Poland that we really take care of old people. I think that it's like many generation families, and we take care of all.
Well, this time of year, Christmas is about the elders, really. A lot of my clients, it's all about going to see grandparents. You know, they're not left alone or left out. Warsaw is still alive with your memories, music, and storytelling. So tell us about your creative space, Pod Gigantami. I would love to know some history about this restaurant bar. It's a brilliant place.
Actually, the building is from the beginning of the 20th century. It's 1907.
So what kind of architecture is this?
I have no idea what style is that.
Because for me, it's a bit like, I would say, something I would see in maybe Vienna. Something like...
Maybe. I will not tell you the terms of the architecture terms, but I can tell you the story of the building. It was built in 1907. The owner, Mr. Strzałecki, with his friend, architect, who made many buildings all over Warsaw, they wanted to build this Pod Gigantami house. But at the time, Marconi was building also Hotel Bristol, this on Krakowskie Przedmieście.
Beautiful place.
And before Hotel Bristol, there was a building called Kamienica Pałac Tarnowskich. So they had to destroy this Pałac Tarnowskich to make Hotel Bristol. And from this Pałac Tarnowskich, they took some things to put in Pod Gigantami. So there are like floors from the 19th century, from this palace actually. And it was a private place. The Strzałecki lived on the first level where we have a restaurant. It was his personal apartment. Then, of course, during he was actually a big patriot, and he gave to new then National Museum of Arts and Museum of Polish Army.
Mm-hmm.
He gave many things, like for example, he gave the uniform of samurai, one of one, which was in Poland. He gave it to the museum, and then of course the war came, so it destroyed everything. This was military area where Germans live. So in this building there was some kind of, there was a Gestapo casino, so the Germans were playing cards there, but also there were offices in the upper levels, and after the war there was a club of doctors, some kind of medical organization. They made events there. Then there was a restaurant, and then we came 3 years ago exactly. So the building is great. The story of the owner is also great. He had some artistic talents with his family, so he was also a painter. So it's cool. And for me, the art is very important. So I've asked my friends who are artists to help us with the place. So we have some artworks on our walls, and I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, it's when I first went there, I was really surprised at how everything fits with modernization and some creative art, but with that old touch.
But as an owner, I see more and more people, more things in this place are pissing me off, because I see some sometimes small, sometimes big minuses. But we have the graphics of creator of the Witcher game character, the Witcher character in Witcher game. Trust. He's I think one of the most characteristic Polish comic artists. We have Leon Tarasewicz, who is old school artist, and he also have a painting there. We have Stefan Kornacki. He's artist who is making some kind of events connected with arts, subcultures, and stuff like that. Really, there are a lot of, and I want this to have as more art as I can, and I want to get the artists together, and I hope it has to grow. It's like I don't know, when you're a young kid in chemistry or physics, you put some salt and it's growing outside of your glass.
Yeah.
So I want to Pod Gigantami to be this kind of glass with salt. So it has to grow. I want to put as many art and as many artists, as many emotions in one cup, and let it and let biology do the.
Do you see it as maybe not so much a bar or restaurant, but do you see it more of like maybe a cultural experimentation?
Yeah, it's a place for the people, and I think most of the people feel like that they are at the house party.
Yeah.
So I want this place to be also a good place to eat. So I hope that this year 2026 will be a big breakthrough for us, because we have a new cook, and I think we finally have that what we wanted.
My dad had his first ever schabowy there,
With a bone.
and he was very impressed.
I'm happy
he
to
told me
have
to tell
your
you.
dad again.
Yeah, he was very impressed, and he made a comment. He said, if you went into London in this kind of establishment, you would be paying through the roof for something like this. It's still amazing the prices that are in Warsaw. Even though the economy's up there, the prices are still pretty good to go for a sit-down meal.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in London for a long time, and I also have to say honestly that I mostly spend time at my place. So I don't pay the checks except signing that I did. I don't want to watch it, but I like the place. I like my friends who I work with, and first of all, I like my guests. So
it's wonderful to see that you're actually there hosting. Most people that own restaurants and stuff, I think it's a very traditional, old school way to have someone that owns a place to also host it.
From the beginning, I thought that it has to be like that, because the place has to have a face. So me and my partners, they all work there, and we invite our people, and we take care of our people and many other people without any hesitation. We have the guy at front who is this kind of host, and he's also treated like us. He's a part of the thing. He's a great. I forgot the word. he's a host.
Mm-hmm.
He's opening the door,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes care of the guest from the door till the end
Yeah.
of their time in our place.
So now we move on to lastly your podcast that you're doing with Wojewowski.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with Wojewowski? Because I see that you guys have this great combination, you know, like with people, you know, both characters, both people that have been in journalism for a while. How do you balance this podcast out?
First of all, like when you have football commentators
Yeah.
in the studio, you also always have the first guy and the second guy. In this combination, I'm the second guy for sure, because Kuba is older and more experienced. I'm an old guy, but he's even more experienced. He's one of the brightest people I know, because his brain works 2 times faster than mine, and I think 3 times faster than the average person. So I learn a lot from him. And I've put my ego in my pocket, so to make myself better, you know. It's every podcast with him is like a lesson, and I'm not afraid of people who are writing stupid comments that I don't open my mouth or anything, because if you work in the media, you sometimes you see more than people from the streets, and without me it wouldn't be as good podcast as it is, and I believe in it.
I think you're just 2 different personalities that mold. He, you know, he, like
Exactly,
you said,
yeah.
he's quick off the mark. You're more of a thinker,
Yeah.
more of a calm person,
Yeah.
and that gets me to the point with like radio. You do a lot of morning shows. Is
Yeah,
that something that
I do it for.
are you a morning person?
I hate it. I really hate it. I hate waking up early. I'm tired, and I wait now for Christmas to sleep, because during the day I can sleep in every position. You know, standing, lying, sitting. I lost my focus during the when I'm talking to people. I lost my focus because it's very tiring, and it's getting worse and worse. Because for 20 years now, I work in the radio, and I work in the morning shifts. So I'm a morning show guy, and it's very specific way of work, because I think you have to treat. I always wanted to treat myself and my listeners as they are watching a soap opera where we are the heroes, the hosts are the heroes. We don't have the relation where I am the journalist and I will tell you what to do and what is better for you. But our personal life is very important in our shows.
Yeah.
Because you can make a better connection. They can treat you like your friend. Sometimes they know more after many years of working in the same show. They know more about you than your real friends, because you talk to these people 3 hours per day every day for a year. But this is well, I've worked in 5 radio stations right now, to be honest, because now I'm working in Antyradio. But really, the first morning show that I did was from 5 a.m. till 7 a.m. So when I was walking out of work and I wanted to eat lunch, my friends were still sleeping. So it was tough. But I've never went to work drunk. I've never went to work not prepared.
Yeah.
And during the week, I'm not going out, because I have to have a comfort to focus on that what I'm doing the next day.
Yeah. So although it's
you
like
don't have a private life when you do a morning show in the
Yeah.
radio for during the week days. During the weekend, you do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Because you have to throw everything out.
like a binge weekend.
Yeah.
So if you could if radio eventually comes to the end, what would be a dream project that you would like to do next?
I've wrote my TV series, and we sold this TV series.
I heard about this. Tell us a bit about this.
I can no,
No,
not
you
right
can't?
now, not
Okay.
right now. But
Okay.
but next time when I will have the premiere,
Yeah.
and I don't like to talk about things that I didn't do. So
Okay, gotcha.
didn't done.
Okay.
So didn't done is good. It's well said.
Didn't finish, or
Didn't
did it?
finish.
Or, yeah, didn't finish, or
Didn't finish.
yeah.
So
It's still
we
early
will
for
we
me.
will meet at the end of the year 2026. So I did this book, and it was very nice to write.
Mhm.
It was a pleasure. Actually.
So writing is something now that you're
yeah,
enjoying?
but I have to find another idea what I want to do,
Okay.
because about this book, I've treated like thing to do, another level in the game. And I didn't think about money or anything.
No.
I just wanted to do to put it in my life on my to-do list that I
Yeah.
did it, and I don't have to do it anymore. But I like it, and maybe I will write something again. I don't know when, but maybe I will do it. So I have this bucket list, and after the radio ends, I would like to have a lot of money to focus on a new place maybe, which I will do, or focus on Gigante and take care of this place more.
I like what you told me earlier, just before we started recording, about finding ex-football players that are DJs now.
Yeah, because I have some friends in football business from this sport journalist site, and we did one party already with the guy Gilles Cissé. You know him. He was a big star in Liverpool, Panathinaikos, and many others. And he has a tragic story with always very optimistic end, because he broke his leg 2 times, and he always came back to a very good level then. And now we have some list of footballers who can be DJs, but even if they don't be a DJ, I want to make. We will put our guy who will play music for us, but I would like to make a series of meetings with them.
And they can
come,
maybe
sign
do
shirts, and we talk like
maybe
like
track
we,
selection or something like that.
Of
could
course,
be cool.
yeah.
So looking back on your life from Warsaw streets, UFO stories, music and radio, what would you be most proud of?
I have a very big distance, emotional, and I think that the best thing that I will do is still to come. And I think that I did many things. It's like a football team. I'm not in a Premier League. Maybe I'm not in the top Premier League, but I'm bouncing between Championship and Premier League all the time. And I didn't go to League One, and I didn't go to Champions League. Sometimes I was playing in international cups, but I'm like the good middle class soccer team, and I really feel comfortable in the place where I am.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think I did many things exactly the way I had to do. So I think I wouldn't tell anything special. Just do yourself. Because I feel very comfortable, because every day I walk to the mirror and I don't see ugly person which I don't like. I like myself.
It seems that you've
Not very much, but I like myself.
It seems that you've been open to take tasks, experience new things.
Because you have to, when you don't take tasks, your life is boring, and then after years you just say I could try. It's not the way. You have to try.
I think that's also the thing that I've learned as I'm getting older, is that writing a book, it doesn't mean it have to be a number one bestseller. It means to set that achievement to
The
write a book.
process is the most important.
Exactly, the process. And it's maybe the same with what you was trying to say earlier with what you're doing now is like all of this has been a process. It doesn't mean you have to be the best player on the football pitch, but to be part of it, to experience it is the most important thing.
Because I have many people who I saw they were at the top for 2 seasons and they disappeared. So
yeah,
I like to do it longer.
Because you burn out too quick. If you try to do everything too fast, you'll burn out.
And maybe it's like when we were talking about some new shows. It's not a big success to make 3 great shows week after week. It's a big thing to make 100 shows week after week, which are good and perfect. This is the goal.
And that's what we found with podcasts. The average people that start podcasts, they give up after 3 or 4. Yeah. You got to keep going. We've got all different types of guests. I try to keep guests not on fame or status. Everybody's got a story, in my opinion, and everyone's got an interesting story. And I think we will cover more about UFOs in the future. This is something that I'm interested in.
I can give you phone numbers to many specialists.
Absolutely, because my key here is that I would love to dig deeper into this because I've done so much research, and you know, if you go to England, you'll find so many UFO groups.
There was a big thing in England.
Massive.
Massive thing with military sites.
Absolutely. There's a couple of hidden military sites where I live, but you can access now. You can go visit them, like museums. But I think that Poland has more to come on this topic, and we will dig a little bit deeper.
Let's dig. And thank you. And I have a question for you. You live here for a long time, right?
Oh, yeah.
You have to. You have to learn some Polish.
Of course.
Next time we will talk. Let's talk in Polish next time.
I can speak a little bit of it, but it's going to be Ponglish.
So I'm speaking Polish too.
Yeah.
But in the other way. First, Eng Pol.
My defense system is this. This is a very hard language. Very hard. Compared to
for me, it's very easy.
But if you're coming from England, this is not even similar to our language at all, right?
So let's try.
Okay.
Next year we'll meet. We'll make a show about UFO.
Yeah.
Because remember, we are watching it in the future.
Yeah.
19th of December they came. So they're already here.
Yeah.
So we will meet next year, and we will talk. I will talk in Polish. You will answer in Polish.
Okay. We'll give it a try. Of course. You know, I know words, but to get a...
What is your favorite Polish word? This bad word with K?
No, I don't find that a good word. I like Bozia. Bozia, I like.
Bozia?
Yeah, I like this word.
Bozia is nice.
It's a nice word. You can use it in the bedroom. You can use it on the street. You can use it in everyday language.
But you're talking about the Bozia, which is...
God. But we can use God in many different terms, right?
Yes, it's an old school word, but
it's an old school word, but you can use it with anything, you know. If the food is good,
Bozia.
You know.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Dziękuję.
Dzięki bardzo. Do widzenia. Thank you very much.
Bye. Polska, biało-czerwoni.